What's up everybody, Alex Comstock with WhitetailDNA here. And on today's vlog, I want to talk about 5 ways to become a better deer hunter. Now there's a lot of topics that I could have touched on with this video, and there's a lot of ways to become a better deer hunter. But as I kind of brainstorming some ideas that I really wanted to touch on, these 5 topics really kind of, applied to me, and it just really came to the forefront of my brain that I wanted to discuss with you and help you become essentially a better deer hunter. Now when talking about becoming a better deer hunter, there's a lot of different ways that could apply to you. Some people want to shoot really big bucks, some people want to just shoot deer to put meat in the freezer, and that's really going to lead us into my tip number 1, which is to set goals. So to become a better deer hunter, I think if you have outline goals, you'll be able to set goals to achieve those goals. So if your goal is to shoot the most mature buck on your property, whether that be public land you hunt or maybe you own a farm, now you have something to work towards. You know exactly what you want to accomplish, and you're going to have things to do along the way to reach those goals. Because if your goal is to shoot 3 deer this year because you want a ton of meat in the freezer, that's going to look different, and what you do along the way is going to look way different than if your goal is just to shoot a big buck or the most mature buck on your property. I think setting goals is really helpful because it'll allow you to have an outline plan. It'll allow you to take steps to achieve those goals. It will essentially help you become a better deer hunter. It'll help you reach whatever goal you set. Now tip number 2 to become a better deer hunter, which really this can apply to anyone no matter what your goals are, is to always be learning. With me, I'm always trying to take something from every single sit, from every time I'm out in the woods, from every time I check a trail camera. Always want to be learning something, because when it comes to deer hunting, I don't care how long you've been, if you come across this video and you've been out deer hunting for 30 years, there's still things to learn. And if you've been deer hunting if this is coming up on your first season, well, obviously you've got a lot to learn, but it's all right. No matter what happens, if you shoot a deer, if you don't shoot any deer, if you miss a deer, whenever something like that happens, there's definitely a lot they can learn from it. And, definitely like a big thing when I talk to people, when you got the people that think they know everything, those people are probably the ones that know the least. So it's just to always be learning. Like I said, I try to take something away from every time I do something deer hunting related. Whether if I'm just going to go flip on X and be going through the maps, maybe just on a random night, which I do a lot of nights, I'm always just trying to take something away. Why was this stand good? Why is this spot good? If I like a spot, why do I like it? Why did I see a ton of deer on this certain day last year? Always just to be taking things away from everything that you do deer hunting related, and to always be learning. Because the more that you learn, the more information you can soak up, the more that you can apply it to your deer hunting goals, to whatever you're doing, and you're going to essentially become a better deer hunter. So tip number 2, always be learning, and I really find that one important. All right, now as we roll into tip number 3, this one I find, also, these are all important, but I do find this one particularly important, and that's to take the off season seriously. Now, a lot of people out there, if you have a deer season, let's say where you struggled, and then you're asking yourself, why did I struggle? Why did I struggle? And then as soon as deer season ends, you don't do anything deer hunting related till the day before opener next year, and today you struggle again. Well, there's probably because you're not putting enough time in the off season. You really need to take the off season seriously to improve as a deer hunter. During the off season, there's so many things you can be doing, whether it be shed hunting, scouting, running trail cameras in areas just to learn how deer are using them. There are so many things you can be doing, whether it be just hanging tree stands in the spring. It could be, spending a lot of time on X or Google Maps. There's could be times trying to go out and get permission. You could be, if you own property, you could be trying to improve it, planting food plots, habitat work. There's so much you can do from, January, depending when your season ends, till August, September, October, depending when you start hunting. But there's just, deer season is a small window in time, right? So for me, I start bow hunting out in North Dakota in, we'll say September, and I end in the end of December, early January. So that's about 4 months roughly of deer hunting. So you got another 8 months of the year where I'm doing something, typically every week, but definitely every month. Right now I'm just gearing up to start doing some shed hunting, some scouting. I've been running cameras out in areas that I hunt. I've actually learned quite a bit here in the last couple of weeks about, I've got a couple cell cams in spots where I hadn't run them before, and deer are using them way more than I thought, even for this time of year. So it's just to really take that off season seriously, to to do scouting, run trail cameras in the summer, anything like that that you can do is going to end up making you a better deer hunter. If you only think about deer hunting and you only do deer hunting stuff from opener till, through the season, you're going to struggle more than those who put in time during the off season. So it doesn't have, if you don't like the shed hunt, that's all right. You can be doing other things. If you can't spend, countless hours out scouting, that's all right. But get out a little bit when you can. It'll all help. And just need to take that off season seriously, because if you don't, you're not going to be as good as a deer hunter than if you do. All right, now tip number 4 to becoming a better deer hunter is one that some people might not agree with, but I find this to be really helpful, and that's just simply keeping a positive mindset. Now, I'm not saying that by being positive, you're just going to be a better deer hunter, but what I am saying is that during deer season, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. You might miss a deer, you might go a month without seeing a mature buck. You might go, there's just a lot of things that can go wrong during the season. Trust me, this past year for me, if it could have went wrong, it did. But if you keep that positive mindset, you're going to be doing things with that thought of success, essentially. And if you don't, you're going to be doing things a lot differently. So what I mean by this, let's say you're going, it's November. The rut, you're super excited for it. You got a week vacation, and you know that, sitting all day every day is on the agenda. And if you do that every day, you probably should have a good chance of a mature buck. Now, the first 4 days go by, you sit all day every day, you hardly see anything. There's not much moving, haven't seen a mature buck. And if you don't have a positive mindset, that 5th day, you might go, well, I'm just going to sleep in today, haven't seen crap. You go out, and then you probably wake up that next morning, and boom, you have a cell cam image of a big buck right in front of your stand. Something along those lines, right? Where you didn't go out because you didn't have that positive mindset, and therefore you missed a big opportunity. But if you keep that positive mindset and go, it's been 4 days, haven't seen anything, but I still got 3 full days left, anything can happen, and whether you have that positive mindset or not, that it only takes 1 second for something to happen. But if you keep that positive mindset, you get up the next morning, go out like you should, boom, now you've got a golden opportunity sitting in your lap. Now, it doesn't always work just like that, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. By keeping that positive mindset throughout the season, you keep doing things, planning, as an optimist. Actually, I was just watching Meat Eater yesterday, and Steven Rinella had actually a really good line in one of his episodes that he was talking about being a pessimist and an optimist. And as if you have that mind of a pessimist, but you act as an optimist, that's when you're going to find the most success, right? Because if you, in your mind, what could go wrong, you might be pessimist about certain things happening, but if you act as an optimist, if you have the boots of an optimist, is what he said, with the mind of a pessimist, that's going to bring you the most success. And to me, that's just keeping that positive mindset by doing what you should. So the more positive you are, the more things you're going to be doing to work towards success, and ultimately the better deer hunter you're going to become. Now, the last tip that I want to touch on when it comes to becoming a better deer hunter is to become as proficient with your weapon as possible. Whether you're a big-time bow hunter or whether you're a gun hunter, being super proficient with your weapon is going to make you just an incredibly better deer hunter, because you don't want to spend all that time working really, really hard, scouting in the off season, doing all that work to put yourself in an opportunity to shoot a buck or to shoot a deer or whatever your goal is, and then for it to mess up in that moment of truth, right? Now, there are always going to be times that you miss, no matter how proficient you are. But you want to scale that down instead of missing every 3 out of 10 times or every 4 or 5 out of 10 times, to bring that number down as much as possible, where when you miss, it's, holy crap, how the heck did I just miss? But if a great example, especially with bow hunting, are those people that pick up their bow the day before opener, fling a couple arrows, they go out, and when they ultimately miss or have a mishap with shooting, could be maybe their sight wasn't exactly set up right, they go to pull back and they go to shoot with their face mask on and it gets caught because they hadn't practiced with it on. There's a lot of things that could happen, but essentially you want to shoot that bow all the time. Even if you're a gun hunter, become just really comfortable with your gun. You just want to be comfortable with your weapon, because you just want to become as proficient with that weapon as possible, because the smaller the chances of you missing, obviously, the better chances of you killing that animal, and therefore improving your chances of having that success rate And I find that very important. You know, shoot your bow as much as possible. Shoot your gun, you know, have it sighted in, be comfortable with it. The more proficient you are with your weapon, the more success you're going to have and the better deer hunter you're going to be. So, with that, those are my 5 tips to becoming a better deer hunter. Let me know if you agree with any of them. Let me know if you got any other tips. You know, drop them in the comments below if you got any others that you think would be worthwhile discussing about. You know, I really appreciate you watching. You know, if you'd hit that like and subscribe button down low, that'd mean the world to me. You know, we're gonna have weekly videos coming through the off season, all winter, spring, summer. You know, we'll be doing shed hunting stuff, scouting stuff, have a little turkey stuff infused in there as well. So like I said, appreciate you watching. I'll see you here in the next one.